If you ask me, and in a way you are, because you've clicked on this WRV, watch review video in TMP, this watch, the Invicta Pro Diver Transluscent Series 323, is a complete win. I would recommend ordering it immediately. I'm not kidding around, because this thing right now, when I'm posting this video, $50. $50 with the links below, and it will be gone in 10 minutes. And so you guys that find this review a year later, even 2 months later, all these will be sold out, at least where my links took you. You might still be able to find it. I don't know if you'll find it for $50. Now, this watch is a complete win. I'll make my case right here, right now. And there are multiple models from the company Invicta, which I love. Yeah, I said it. I love them. No, I don't like all their pieces. They make some gaudy watches that I hate. But I spent some time researching the brand, and man, they've got some great watches. I've been very impressed with the ones I'm reviewing right now. Very impressed. Here we go with the 323 series Transluscent Invicta Pro Diver. You may notice that it is see-through. What? A see-through dive watch? That's so fun. It is fun. It's like a polycarbonate case that you can, well, see through. Look at this. Got some fish scales in there. The mechanism housing. Now, I've seen these come in black. And I'm talking like translucent black, this beautiful blue, a burgundy color, a clear color, yellow, green, emerald, and hot pink. Now this is the larger size, so this is the 51 millimeter. It also comes in a 40 millimeter women's watch. Now I do it that way because it's not really a women's watch. They're calling it that, but if you have smaller wrists, I would have no problem rocking a 40 mil Invicta Pro Diver Translucent. But this is a size I like, so we're looking at 51 across, not counting the crown or crown guards, which are molded in, 16 millimeters in thickness, a rather large, I ain't gonna lie, 60 millimeters lug to lug. So this dimension right here, from here to here. I probably wouldn't recommend the larger version of this if you have maybe less than 7-inch wrists. I'm kind of guessing there, but 7-inch wrists or higher should be able to make this work. Let me put it on my 7.5-inch wrist, and you'll get an idea what it looks like on my wrist with a 60 millimeter translucent lugs. There you go. It's a big watch, right? I like big watches, dude. I do. I love them. I think they're super fun. That's what it looks like right there. Now the weight on this, on my scales, I don't have it written down. Let me just measure it right here. I got my scale ready to go. Only 4.9 ounces. So that's pretty lightweight for such a large watch. And you can credit two things. The case material, which is polycarbonate, and the silicone strap. So we don't have a heavy stainless steel bracelet on the Transluscent Pro Diver. Yeah, under 5 ounces, complete win. Complete win. In this version, it's a mineral crystal, not a flame fusion crystal, which is basically sapphire coated. So it's just a mineral crystal, but this is my watch. I'm just going to slap some clear bra on there, cut out on my template. It'll work just fine, and I don't really care. We have a timing bezel in here, which is functional. So this is not a stationary bezel. And a lot of times when you get these low-priced watches, whether it's from Invicta or another designer brand, shouldn't say another designer brand, but a designer brand, they're stationary. They're psych-out bezels. And this one functions as a 120-click bezel. A little bit harder to access because it's inset in that polycarbonate case. Probably do it from the sides. The knurling on there, I would rank 3.5 out of 5. The action on this bezel, I would rank 4 out of 5. Well, let me reduce that. So it's a little backlash there. 3.5 out of 5, which is pretty good for a $50 watch. I mean, that's really good. Silk screen bezel. So this is obviously not a ceramic inlay. There's no luminescence on the bezel, but we have one, and it's got really clear numeric markings here for timing all the way up to 20 minutes. And I don't know about you, but I use my timing bezels all the way, all day, every way. So here's my Deep Blue Master 1000, and I used the timing bezel earlier today. So let's rank this bezel. Ooh, 4.5 out of 5. That's how good these are, these Deep Blues. But this, this is a $230 watch, automatic. This is a quartz movement, has a Miyota inside. And by the way, that's confusing because Invicta uses a whole bunch of different movements in their watches. They might use a time module ink movement, a Swiss Ronda, or in this case, I believe this is a Miyota inside, but who cares? It's reliable. I would expect the battery to last probably a year. If you're lucky, a year and a half. It does use a 920 battery. Most of these series do, and that's a rather large battery, so pretty good capacity. Let's go to the face. Look, dudes, at that steep chapter ring that doesn't take up a lot of case space. Really good feature of the Invicta Pro Diver Transluscent. That's just what I'm calling this, by the way. It is in the Pro Diver series. I think it's 323. That's the model number, first 3 digits. See that right there? That's what I'm calling it. So we have a wide effective face. We've got applied luminescent markings. I'll inset some footage showing you what the luminescence looks like. I would classify it as low luminescence to medium quality. That's what you're going to get at this price point. It definitely is not Swiss Super Luminova, but it's a $50 watch, and you probably don't use your lume on your watch that much anyhow. Notice the markings on the chapter ring are very cool in that they match the bezel in 20-minute increments, and they're yellow in this version. Then they go white on the circumference, and applied markings once again. Very dive watchy. We have a framed, and framed means that it has like an outline in chrome, shiny metal, and it's a positive date display, and it's almost illegible to me. It's just too small. I like the seconds hand in this variation that has a yellow tip with a little bit of lume on it. And then we have segmented sword hands. And believe it or not, this may shock you, I don't think I have to hands mod this. And did you hear that? I mean, if you've been watching the show, you know I'm crazy about programming my watches. If it has shiny metal on the hands, which this does in a very small degree, I'll go ahead and lose the lume and I'll paint it. I did it with this one, dude. Look at that. This had shiny metal. I didn't like the lack of contrast, so I fixed it. Boom, done. This one I'd leave alone. Yeah, because the outline of shiny metal is so small, and it pops even with that against this blue face. I mean, other colors might be different. I think it's fine. The only thing I would probably do with this one, and again, I'm not promising you I won't molest this watch later. I may. I really don't know. If I find myself not wearing it, then there's something about it I don't like, and I fix it. But the only thing I might do is paint the seconds hand pure orange, because it just looks awesome against blue. Really good. But I love the sword hands, and notice how large they are. These are not truncated hands. They come out almost to the side of the case. Dudes, I'm telling you, for the money, this is a really legitimate watch. Now, it's water resistant down to 100 meters, so I don't know if you classify this as a real dive watch. I mean, it doesn't have a screw-in crown, right? So some guys may have a problem with that. But the deepest they're going to go is to the bottom of their bathtub, so does it really matter? No. Nope. Molded in crown guards here. We've got a very cool logo. Interestingly, a Swiss logo on this one. I don't think this is a Swiss-made one. There's no way for $50, but who knows? I mean, there's some pro divers out there at my links, like that I'm going to provide you. They're selling pro divers made in Switzerland for $70. And I told my donors about it, and I think some of them scored it. Swiss roots, so Invicta is now. Maybe that's what they're saying. There's your case back. Screw-in case back too, so it's not a pry back. One downside with this series, and a lot of the pro divers you'll see, is that it has a proprietary case lug system. So you can't really swap in a different strap unless it's made for this watch. Yeah, so that's a downside. So not 20, not 22, not 24 millimeter lugs. They are proprietary lugs meant for a strap just like this. But here's the upside. The straps that come with these ones, the Pro Diver Translucents, they're called them transparent sometime, are pretty good. So they're accordion 2 keeper silicone straps, and they do have some see-through qualities to them. So at least that's what they're supposed to have. We'll put a light on the back side. See that? So somewhat translucent straps. They have, again, white, black, maroon, yellow, green, and they too will have translucent silicone straps. And these silicone straps, for your reference, if you don't know, will basically last the whole watch. I mean, the life of the watch. I've never seen a silicone strap wear out. Accordion, I have a dive accordion here. That's what it's for. The upside of this one is that it will breathe a little bit better. So it gives you some ventilation channels. 2 keepers once again. There's a winged logo of Invicta with a Swiss cross in the middle. So that's cool. Frosted stainless steel clasp. That's your watch. For 50 bucks, it's not even a decision. If you like the colors. A lot of you guys are very traditional. You only like black watches. Maybe it's because your job and they don't like you wearing colorful pieces. I don't know. But for me, I like them. I like colorful things. I like colorful knives. I like colorful watches, obviously. It makes it fun, and EDC is about fun. I don't know if I have any competitive options to show you at this price point. Actually, I know I don't. Anything I would show you would be like $200 or more for this if I went outside the Invicta line. Now, within the Pro Diver line, I will show you this. So this is a very cool hands-modded Invicta Pro Diver model 27246 chronograph in Sunburst Yellow. Eat your heart out. So this is basically the same watch, but there's variances obviously in the case. So this is a solid 316L stainless steel polycarbonate. Much heavier, much lighter. Chronograph, non-chronograph. This one, I believe, does have a flame fusion crystal, so sapphire coated. This one doesn't, so it's more budget. But see, look, has the same strap system, proprietary attachment to the case. I love this one too. I think I want to review these separate because I have some other models of Pro Diver in that size range I want to show you. I wanted to break this one out separate though because it's its own creature. It's so unique. By the way, I didn't show you that very cool Invicta complication there. And don't apologize for the brand. You don't have to. If someone says, oh, it's an Invicta. Oh, okay. Don't apologize. You just tell the person you really don't know what you're talking about. Because when you take these watches apart, they're basically made in the same factories with the same components. And so whatever name on it really doesn't matter. And I've taken apart hundreds of watches, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. They're all made pretty much in the same factories. This watch is incredible for the money. Totally incredible. I love it. You'll see me wearing it on tabletop, maybe in some adventures. Not fancy.